Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this morning with Cooper and Fred, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Cooper's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and let go on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Cooper has been fitted with and will be coming home with his very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, Cooper's sitting very nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Cooper heel. And at this point, Cooper has a job to do, and that is to match pace with you. And each time that you stop walking, Cooper has been taught to sit automatically and wait for his next command. And the heel command is important because one of the problem that I hear the most often is my dog drags me on a walk. So Cooper should always be heeling when you're out for a walk and sitting automatically if you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes, and this exercise helps to develop focus and attention span. When Fred returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him as an additional distraction, ending up right back where they started at heel position. And Fred gives them a little pat for praise and they take off heeling again. So no longer should you be dragged down the street when walking your dog. And when you stop your feet, he should sit automatically to wait for his next command. So it makes walking fun for you as well as for him. Now Fred's going to leave him in another sit-stay. And the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the recall, or the come on command. Fred is going to use his name and a happy voice. He's going to praise him on the way in, and Cooper should come right in front and sit facing his knees. That eliminates that jumping all over you. Fred leaves him in another sit-stay, walks out to the end of his training leash, and then he calls him. And Cooper sits. He's such a ham. He's looking at the camera instead of at Fred. Now we do this video for you so that you have something to practice with at home, because you're not going to remember everything that we teach you during your first lesson. So we want you to be able to have a visual to work with at home. And you're going to mimic exactly what you see on your video. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you with your dog at heel position and seated, you use your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, the one-word command to down, and then the stay command. The long down stay is a little bit longer. It's 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. And again, you can practice this right indoors. You don't have to go outside to use obedience commands. Everywhere that you use them is where you're going to get the best behavior. When Fred returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him, again, as he did on the sit-stay, for an additional distraction, and Cooper should remain lying there until Fred gives him another command. And he'll demonstrate that down from a heel position one more time. Remember, always have your dog seated at your left before you give him his down command. We're getting the rear view. And you can also call your dog out of this exercise. And he comes in and sits, and then he goes back to heel. Very good. And the very last exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. This is a little bit harder exercise because the dog's not next to you and he knows it. Fred leaves him in a sit-stay, walks out to the end of the training leash. This is the only time that you're going to use your right hand to give the command. Now, I didn't go the first time, so you heard Fred say no down, and just took a step in, and he went right down. Now, we have demonstrated for you your heel, your automatic sit, your stay, your down from a distance, and your come. These are the exercises that you're going to be incorporating into your everyday vocabulary with Cooper. He's a nice little guy. We've really enjoyed having him, and thank you again for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.